the bingy man a chant chant. See the Rasta man, the bingy man a chant chant. See the Naya man, the bingy man a chant chant. See the Rasta man, the bingy man a chant chant.
Greetings and welcome to Jesse I Interviews. For those who are new to the podcast, I'm Jesse I, and I'm a reggae DJ and radio announcer from Melbourne, Australia, where I've been doing a reggae radio show since 1997. This podcast is essentially a way for me to make available all of the various interviews that I've conducted over the years in a complete and unedited format. What you hear here is exactly what I recorded on the day, even before and after the official part of the interview. Mostly this is just incidental chit-chat or me getting recording levels right, but sometimes it is quite interesting. I record and produce this podcast on the unceded lands of the Wurundjeri Woi-wurrung people of the Kulin Nation, and I make a point of acknowledging that on every episode. Please don't take this as me paying lip service or ticking a box, but rather me reminding listeners both here in so-called Australia and also around the world that these always have been Indigenous lands and always will be. Respect to all First Nations people around the country. This episode features an interview with Bushman that I recorded on my first trip to Jamaica back in 2001. It was recorded in the offices of Kings Records in Kingston. It's not the greatest in terms of audio quality, but it is excellent in terms of content, I think. These are the kind of interviews that I love, where the subject expands on the questions in detail and isn't afraid to sing parts of songs that are relevant. Speaking of songs, I even recite some of my own lyrics from the time at one point in this, so listen out for that. Let's get into it. Jesse I interviews Bushman in Kingston, Jamaica, forward in 2001.
My world, next star, Babylon gone down, lightning and thunder, brimstone. Hey.
With me right now I have one of the strongest cultural singers of the last decade, the man called Bushman. Thank you for joining me here on Chant Down Babylon.
Yeah man, blessed love, it's a pleasure being here, reasoning with the eye.
Yes sir.
True.
Give thanks. I always like to start my interviews, Bushman, with a bit of beginning, to come see the roots and see where you're going, and everything. So if you can tell us a little bit about where you were born, what life was like growing up for you then.
Yeah. Well, I was born in the eastern section of Jamaica, which is St. Thomas. Yeah. More likely the eastern parishes are like St. Thomas, Portland, and St. Mary. In a way, St. Mary also come border with Portland. Yeah, well, I come from the Stanton housing scheme, which is also in the capital of St. Thomas, what I say. Okay. Growing up as a youth, I always going to the church, go sing and so on, because church is one of the greatest influences in Jamaica. In fact, Jamaica is in the Guinness Book of World Record for the most churches per square mile. You know what I say?
I heard it's got the most rum bars and stuff per square mile as well.
True. So it's a thing.
Yeah.
So church influence is one of the greatest influence of our time. Most ones find them talent in the church. Because as a youth, growing up, your parents going to church, so automatically I forgot church too,
Yeah.
So after going to church and found out this talent is so great, we start to advance, about age 16 when Gilbert blew, dancehall took a stronghold on the youths because the schools were more out of service and thing, and Mama never had to curfew you so much, so you get time to go out and things. So I used to swing and jam with the sounds and things, select sounds and so on. So till I find myself start going to dubplate studio, I was dubplate studio, and from dubplate studio that's when I get in touch with.
So you were voicing tunes at the dubplate studio?
Yeah man, dubplate,
Right.
Kill sound thing,
How old were you when you first started doing that sort of stuff?
Yeah, about 17. Right. Yeah, and I advised dubplate from them time till about the age 23 when I met Steely and Clevie and we started some works together. Yeah. Well, the first album we did was Naya Man Chant. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
First single was called Ears. Yeah man, and Naya Man Chant was successful. Only thing that I never got the chance to go out and promote that album. So it worked off its own,
Yeah.
But
how did you come to hook up with Steve?
Well, I wanted it. We were at Arrows for a while, So Arrows was expanded and they had an extra car park, So it was so wide that when we have nothing to do, we play football,
Right.
Steely was in England for about maybe a year or so. So when he came back from England, he was looking for new talent, you know. So he always come to the dub plate, because dub plate studio is where you find most new talents.
Right.
Because when the youths them find them talent, them go to the dub plate studio, because that is the first place so them can make a little earning.
Sure.
Because, you know, music is a thing like, you can't do a work and do music. Music is also a work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just have to do somewhere where you grasp a little financial asset where you can be able to put some food on your table. So a dub plate studio is where most young artists will always be, you know. So Steely used to come play football, yeah. And by playing football, you know, he thought that I wasn't a good football player, you know. Because Steely's a man who loves to win, you know.
Right.
He doesn't like to lose, you know. So I told him that if I'm not a good football player, I'm certain that I am a good singer. Yeah. So him say he started to give me an audition now. So it was like, sing a song make me hear then, you know. So I was like, rinsing shot in head, no need to bowl, no need to beg, gangsta no civilly. Well, this is the first song which was speaking of things that I saw before my eyes every day, you know. War and violence, them commotion there, you know. So I was just singing what I saw, I see every day, you know. Then he said, wow, that tune them sound good, man. You have a good voice. What else you have? I was like, Rastaman tradition. Go, you're not a bongo congo, will you make it come down? You know? So he offered me to come to the studio to do some works, you know? Yeah, man, and I forward to the studio and from there and then, you know?
Right.
But my name wasn't Bushman at that time, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, it was Junior Melody.
Junior Melody.
Yeah.
Right. What's your real name, your original?
Dwight Duncan.
Right.
You know?
So when did you get the name Bushman?
Well, after we started doing this album, he thought that Melody was like too common, because you have Courtney Melody, singing Melody, Mikey Melody, Junior Melody, you have Wappa Melody, Wallippa Melody, you know, so I said, too much, you know.
Yeah.
So we were searching for a name, you know. So one day I was doing this tune named Mana Lion. I was recording Mana Lion for the album, you know. You see me face and then you see how me tan, you shoulda know, say Mana Lion. And he was like, hold on there, stop the track. We get the name for him, you know.
Yeah.
I was just putting on my covenant and things, so I look like a real Bushman where I come from, out of the woods, you know what I say?
Yeah.
So I say, Bushman are the name, man, Bushman. At first, I never did really accept the name, because Bushman, to most people in Jamaica, the mentality that they have towards a Bushman is someone who is not really exposed to the development or the advancement of nature. You know what I say? This modernization vibration, you know? Yeah, a Bushman would be a man where when him come to the city, him not even know if to cross the road.
Right.
Maybe he would get hit down by a car, you know what I say? In other words, a Bushman would consider stupid to the advancement of modernization. You know what I say? So, you know, I never really accept it, but after I did some research now with Light Stanbury and found out that Bushman is also a part of a Shanti tribe.
Right.
Yeah. This tribe, which called the Bushman tribe now, was a tribe where it's scared that the people them are dressed more modern, because them type of people used to catch them and bring them in as slave. You know what I say? And them man, you know, used to be the man them will live off of the natural herbs and spices and medicine and stuff. You know? So I said, what? Then if I see Haile Selassie and I Rasta and I deal with culture and things, this name is the right name. If I endorse fan, you know. So I start to work on this name, you know. Knowing that this man is the Bushman now, with the medicine man now, I start with different songs. Like love song, a bit of love song where I deal with reality, you know. Sufferation. War and crime and them vibes, you know. Just to soothe the mind of people, you know what I say. So where I said Bushman now becomes the medicine man, which apply medicine to music, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
this,
Bush
you know,
doctor as well. Big tune.
Yeah, and if you notice the first album, I say, yeah, here is a medicine, dose of medicine you take several times daily and as long as required.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that is when I start say, yeah man, Bushman are the medicine man, you know.
Yeah,
So these songs are medicines, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah man, so that's when I took on to the name and say, yeah, right name, you know.
I like that name, man. In
Yeah,
Australia,
man.
where I grew up in the country in Australia, not in the city or anything, in the bush.
True.
What you call jungle, we don't have jungle so much as bush.
Bush.
Yeah.
True.
And so, you know, if you come in Australia, if you're a bushman and you've grown up in the country, you have
Alright. So a country I grew right through the time and I can't see myself living in the city.
Yeah.
I just come to the city and do my works and forward, you know, the country. I want to in fact I just deal with a vegetarian restaurant which guy will open it Wednesday.
Right.
Yeah, and it just like today would be like maybe about the 7th day since it has been open, or about the 9th day, you know.
So where's that? In St.
In
Thomas?
St. Thomas, yeah. Because we are teaching people and eat right, eat without eating meat, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, man, we are show them say them can't live without eating meat, you know.
Right.
And them thing there, you know.
Well, maybe you could explain it for us a little bit about, you know, an ITAL diet and why that's important.
Yeah, well, really and truly, when we say ITAL, at first, when our ancient lineage of Rastafarians used to eat, they used to eat without salt.
Yeah.
But you find say the goodie needs salt because the salt also works well with your perspiration, you know what I say. You need salt in your body.
The salt comes naturally in a lot of things.
Right.
I think it's you had too much salt.
Yeah,
Chemical
right,
added.
well we use, but we don't use too much because carrot carry a lot of salt and tomato carry a lot of salt. And you have certain vegetables that carry a lot of salt, so you don't need to add not much salt, you know. So we learned that red meat is one of the things which is contagious to health because it gives you protein, but it also takes too long to come out of your system. So the toxic tend to clog your system and give you your blood flow is not that perfect. While vegetable now just do the work overnight and it comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you find that a vegetarian visits the restroom more often than one who eats meat, you know what I say? And that's even better, you know what I say now. You find that when you eat ITAL and them things, it helps you to think lighter, it helps you to meditate better, you know what I say?
Right.
And then you find that meat, you don't really condemn meat, you know. But the behavior of an animal and the way how it eat, you can check the levels. Cause if I see cow eat beer grass and his bone is so tough, then why should I eat meat? You know? Then scientists now started giving these animals lab feeding, which also contain animal byproducts. If animals are vegetarian, why are you giving them meat? You must have side effects from them things. So that's why you start having mad cow disease and foot and mouth disease and them things there. And you find say the sounds of children having children is also manifesting because for instance the chicken, it is also forced to be born by electrical installation on the egg and then it's born before right. So you have to use penicillin for the chicken to grow and iprofeed makes it grow fast. So these things are start taking over the immune system of the young ones so them start mature before time. If I say everyone are old one time, you know, kid, you know, the kids are old them all get old just like we, you know, everyone are old same time because the side effects from these things are also stimulating the kids' immune system to mature before time. So you find say even a 9-year-old will start menstruate from early, yeah, and as long as I want to menstruate, him can also get pregnant, yeah.
It's dangerous stuff. Like I know that I don't know if they do it in Jamaica. I assume they do, but in Australia they inject chickens with female hormones, so the breast of the chicken will grow bigger, so there's more meat to eat. But it makes if you eat too much of that hormone, it even makes guys grow breasts.
Alright.
That's not
So you're right, that's not right. And then I see a documentary where chickens are growing 6 legs. Yeah. I'm beakless.
Yeah.
You see it? And these things not good. You see, they say that when people come to Kentucky, they are asking for more legs and thighs than breasts. So they are trying to implement strategies that they get the chicken having more legs. You know what I say? So they don't say Kentucky Fried Chicken again. They say Kentucky and the Colonel, which is the scientist, and he has his secrets. So that little old man where you see with the stick is the scientist, you know. Yeah, and him have him spice and him secrets, you know. So it's a terrible thing. So man have to eat right. So you have to practice what you preach, you know. So if I eat right, I say you have to implement some things where people can't come eat.
Help
So
others eat.
right. I just say I deal with a health food store, which is successful. And we're planning an official opening the 19th of next month.
Right.
Yeah.
Respect.
So hopefully, you know,
Yeah, we love that.
we think it was successful. Right now, Bushman I try to work on a studio. Well, the structure is built already. We're trying to get it soundproof and where I get some instrument.
Right.
Because I think that is the next step and the next thing to enhance my music. You know?
Right.
Playing a little bit of guitar.
Right.
Yeah, and right now I'm doing an album with Kings of Kings. About 5 tracks on it. I automatically sit down and build these things with my guitar.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm jamming with my band. I'm making the other musics, but I definitely sit down and play these things.
Right. So when you're writing a song, you sit down with the guitar. And
Right. Recently, because first, like with these 2 albums that I did with King Jam, is they prepare the rhythm and I sit and write.
Right.
But I'm trying to implement things where in my own band can play my rhythms. That means when we go out to present, we have a better presentation.
Same.
You know, and I think that's the best approach to reggae music.
Right.
True.
So when you're actually writing your lyrics, where do you get where does the inspiration come? Obviously, the Most High influences and inspires everything you do, but how do you actually sit down and write lyrics?
It's a daily living, you know. Sometimes a song will come to you and you finish it in one day. To the whole vibes or the composition set. You see everything and it starts and concludes.
Yeah.
So you know exactly what to write about. And then you will write about a situation where day to day it comes together and you find new things to add to it. But everything that I write, it's all about what I see, you know, because I don't write illusion, I write reality, and you know, everything that I write is what I see happening, you know. For instance, Worries and Problems, that song, you know. Well, for instance, I see Jamaica as a country which having financial problems over the years.
That's one thing since I've been here. Everybody says Jamaica, no problem, but it has some problems.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the economy is inflated.
Yeah.
And there have been a great deal of divestment for the last 10 years. For instance, you used to have a Goodyear company out here also in St. Thomas, yeah. It had to divest because the economy is not stable for them to produce. Yeah, and then they started importing different tires from different places, and these tires are selling cheaper than the tires that actually make in Jamaica.
Right.
So this man said to himself that if I have competition and so much competition and I am producing my stuff in Jamaica, checking it out, he sees it feasible to produce it outside of Jamaica and ship it in.
Yeah.
Then he will have more competition. He could compete with the other tire dealers, you know. So they divest and went to Trinidad.
Right.
You know. Ness's went to Trinidad. Johnson's and Johnson's went to Trinidad. Free Zone went to Trinidad. Trinidad have the most factories in the Caribbean right now.
Right.
Trinidad is 6-1, $6 by a Trinidad, 6 Trinidadian dollar by a US.
Right.
It's 47 Jamaican dollar which buy a US. You see it? So it's well inflative. So these businessmen, you know what I say, and if businessmen are running away from the country, how do people survive?
Yeah.
What are they where are the implementations to provide work for people and so on, you know? So, you know, it kind of inflative towards the economy, and then you have more people that cry out. So you find the violence is more rampant.
Yeah.
So I say, I hear me uncle, the amount of divestment from I see are going from the other day and thing. This governmental system only create be prostitutes and robbers and thieves, sir. To the amount of factories I see locked down from the other day, and people without jobs and weekend salaries. Worries and problems. Get to youths and work hard to survive. But then the system is giving a fight. But all the youths are rolling on. So it's a thing where we see. So we just write and we just speak of it, you know.
Yeah.
As far as my eyes can see, the island is in devastation, and the only thing that they can do is try to convince this nation. So them come around time to time taking numeration to call them election.
Speaking of elections, election time right now in Jamaica as well.
Yeah, true.
That's why I wanted to ask you, there's another song, Worries and Problems, is just as relevant right now as
True,
ever.
true.
But the other song from one of the biggest tunes in the dance back in the last 6 months in Australia is Too Much Violence. On the It's Raining.
Too much violence and
Too
outrage.
Much violence.
Yeah.
I can't sing it like you.
Yeah, too much violence and outrage. Yeah, man, that tune there, you know. Well, I to the vibes I was seeing because that tune there, when I write that tune, downtown, the whole of downtown was at war.
Yeah.
You know, Garden was at war with the police then. Yeah. And I know it's gunshot over here, boss, you know. And these things, you know, you see, it come from the road. It come from twisted tongue ministers who still carry the guns to let them go in the ghetto and have the youths them segregated among themselves. And one is fighting for green and one is fighting for red, which is just colors. Yeah. And at the end of the day, they leave us warring amongst ourselves and them I eat round big table. Yeah. You know what I say? Yeah. And it's all because of our illiteracy. Because I think the biggest problem that Jamaica have is education. You know, the people aren't educated. Now 90% of the people in Jamaica speak patois or broken English. Not plenty of them understand standard English. Right. But when you're addressing the people, you address them in standard English. How many of them can understand what you're saying? When you address them in standard English. You somebody say you read the news in standard English. How many people understand that? Yeah. So that is where the stronghold is for Babylon, because them have the people confused. And illiteracy is one of the things where people are hardly concerned, you know, because every day they wake up they have to look for some sugar to put on the table. So being occupied searching for food, they don't tend to sit around and meditate where the problem derives from. Right. You know? Yeah. So that's one of our biggest downfall, you know. And with this election coming up now, I see where they are trying to use some other things to make the people feel like things are going to be better. Like for instance, they are fixing a lot of road now. Yeah. But it's just for them good. Because they find that people are also investing money in cars right now. So we have a lot of car dealers in Jamaica. And if you have a lot of car dealers, you have to widen the roads. Innit? So you find say all of the people them now who get laid off out of their jobs and redundant and fired and so on. These back money that these people have, they have to use it to buy a car, to run a taxi cab. Now there are so much taxi cabs on the road. As the man said.
Yeah. It's so loaded up they can barely drive.
Alright.
Too, you know?
You
it's
see?
not safe either.
Alright. And then, you know, Jamaica can be nice, you know, but with the money. Yeah. So who enjoy money Jamaica the most? The tourists. You know, and they tour at risk at same way. Because a man still a try hustle some money from the tourists same way because he must suffer. You know.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So I say robbery with aggravation, shooting with intent. The ghetto youths are not comfortable because the dollar is not worth a cent. Inflation in the economy, it is making my people paranoid. And there's only one solution: to be governed by Rastafari. Yeah, man.
Yes, Pete.
That song is on the album called Higher Ground, you know?
Right.
Robbery with aggravation.
Yeah.
Choo.
Speaking of Rastafari, when did you first start up Rastafari?
Well, I want to tell you, you know, ever since I was a youth, you know, my father has been a Rasta man. Right. But you know, when you're a youth, you have so many engagements. You know, because you're young, you know. Yeah. You just get used to earth and nature, so you tend to explore. You want to run down some butterfly and catch some butterfly and some bees and see how them act and so on. Yeah. So I never take on to Rasta that much because I have youthful things to do. But then after growing up, reaching 16, 17 now, and youthful ways are leaving you, you know. Yeah. You're maturing now, you're thinking more positive. You look for your headway now. Difference between wrong and right. Yeah. You know the difference and you're seeking for the right, and you know, you search for something, you know. I find Rastafari at the age of about 17. Because after I start read the Bible now with an open mind now, and I start read back from Genesis now to Exodus to Leviticus to Numbers, going straight to Revelation, and I see wherein there are contradictions and wherein things are being written diplomatically to keep an eye away from the truth, you know. And other books, you know, because the Bible is historical fact, you know, and you have other history where even taller than the Bible. Because the Bible gives a history of what, 6,000 years. And you have history zillions and millions and trillions of years before the Bible. Just to document a 6,000 years that. So we come find Rasta and know say Rasta is an ancient trad from thence till now, enhanced and forever. Because life is not everlasting, you know, life is ever living. You see it? So this blood a trad and I go through changes and stages from them time there. Yeah? And from them time I did keep our precepts and I abide by his status. You see it? So I must Rasta from day one. Because if you're not cool man, you not shave, your locks must grow. You see it? And if you're a Nazarene, your locks must grow. You see it? So and I come to say Rastafari at the road. So I have to hold on on the road, because if you not hold on on the road, you not hold on on nothing. You know? Yeah man, everyone come declare Rasta, you know. No matter what color, what creed, what nation. Because I see Japanese Rasta, and I see white man Rasta, I see black man Rasta, I see European Rasta, name it. And everyone come declare Emperor Haile King Selassie I, which is the power of the Trinity. Now the Trinity is the Mother, the Father, and the Child, you know. Babylon say the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost. So who get the Son? Who bring forth the Son? Who conceive and bring? Why you leave the woman outright?
Good question.
No, the earth is now governed by homosexuals, you know, and them thing there, you know. And we're not afraid to say it. Now, you implement nuns and priests, and the nun not see no man and the priest not see no woman. So our life will sustain. And the only way to sustain life is to go unto a woman and call her your wife and make love with her and she conceive. That is how you sustain life. Now the Trinity is the Mother, the Father, and the Child, which is King Solomon, Queen of Sheba, and Menelik the First. You see it? Right. So it come from the ancient Solomonic dynasty. No one to open these books and reveal the 7 seals thereof but his imperial majesty. No one to sit on the throne but his imperial majesty. The scepter shall not depart from him, and a lawgiver shall be between his feet. You know, and his hand shall be in the neck back of his enemies. Now Marcus Messiah Garvey was the prophet who passed before Emperor Haile Selassie I, which said, look to the east for the coming of a black king. And the black king rise. Yeah. Now Ethiopia is the only African country which has not been colonialized. The Muslim has been fighting for years to turn it into a Muslim state. Mussolini. What the next one I name? Napoleon. All of them. Them try. But them wasn't successful. You see it?
Yeah.
Now Rastafari is the Almighty without no apology, and we won't apologize because we know that. And it comes from ancient days, you know? So I hold forward for Rastafari, and that I go liberate the people right now, because all other things are falling, you know. Because church and state denominate. And as long as you have denomination, I'm not supposed to look for you and say you're better than I. And as long as you have the denomination, that's where it lies. Status. Yeah. You have $1 million, it makes you better than I because I don't have $1 million. And it's wrong. Because at the end of the day, at the heart, because blood runs through every vein. And I see everyone equal. So equal rights and justice within this time. And that Rasta deal with. Age protected, infant cared for, sick nourished, homeless sheltered, naked clothed. Yeah man, when I speak them things, they are cold bumper and cross-eye skin, because I know said positive, it couldn't be negative. Yeah. Rastafari, true.
Wow. Well, what about influences in your singing or your singing style? How did you come to develop your singing style?
Well,
I was going to say, I remember when I early on hearing about Bushman, people said, oh, he sounds a lot like Luciano. And then
True.
I went and listened to Nine Man Chant, listened to the first song of Nine Man Chant. Sidi Rasta Man, the Bingi Man. And I just thought, man, that doesn't sound like Luciano. There's a dread quality there that I hear it at times, but there's more of a dread sound.
Yeah,
in your
you did have a ancient group called the Viceroy. That lead singer is also a singer which, no, it won't be too long. You ever watch Rockers?
Yeah.
That singer is one of my inspiration also.
Is that Killer Side?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Jacob Miller. These are influences of I singing ability and how it enhances, because at times you will have a singer where is within that era them, rule that era there, and as a youth who love music, you have him as your role model until the next singer come true. But I always have Bob Marley as my first priority until I learned that my voice is a lot different from Bob's voice. Yeah. So when I learn about Dennis Brown is when I find my stepfather start playing a lot of music in the house. Right. You have Al Campbell, which have a deep baritone also, and the late Stonewall Jackson also, Richie Stevens and them man there. I didn't them caliber there. So anyway, after Bob Marley and Dennis Brown, then Luciana came around, which I love Luciana a lot, and Luciana, well, I learn a lot of things from Luciana, yeah. And he's one of my great influences also. But the approach that Bob took to reggae music, that is what I love. And that's why I have Bob as one of the greatest. Yeah. And that's why I took up the guitar, because I know that in order for an artist to be a perfect artist, he has to master an instrument. Yeah. I don't master it yet because I don't really have a tutor, but I learn as I go along, watch and learn. Yeah. So all of my inspiration I come from the great singers, you know, as long as them great and them have sounds where I can feed from, you know, I can name a lot, you know, Burning Spear, but what I find out, the greatest is hardly mentioned in Jamaica.
What is that?
Burning Spear.
Burning Spear. He doesn't get much recognition in Jamaica.
Yeah, well, a long time in a year Burning Spear play on radio, you know. Right. I must Elise Kelly play 2 Burning Spear one morning.
We can't stop playing Burning Spear.
Alright,
because people always ring up, they want Burning Spear.
Right. And if Beanie Man keep a show in Jamaica, a lot of people come out, but if Burning Spear keep a show, you won't get so much. You know, because majority of people deal with folly, you know. Yeah. And the minority deal with upliftment.
That's another thing I was going to say. Like, it seems like in Jamaica I've seen the music, it seems like the bling bling side of dancehall, the jump up, you know. A tune like, you know, Sean Paul, like I like the tune Give Me the Light, but it doesn't feed the people the same way the Roots does. But it seems like the Roots isn't quite as popular in Jamaica now as the bling bling side.
Because I see a tune go number 1 where I say, bad man gun tall up in the sky, go suck your mama dry. And that go number 1. So where is the morality? Where is the moral? I'm to the people and then I have no morals. People lost in Jamaica, so when I do music, I don't do it for a local market, I do it for an international market, you know. Yeah.
People around the world need the message, need positive
it.
Not just Jamaica.
And I know it's not just Jamaica I meditate upon, so at times I not even care if them play my song. Because I know so I go out in the earth and say, what if people will glorify that. So matters not if them want to play it, people out there need it. So I just do it because I know so people don't need it, you know. Yeah, man, I believe I, man, you know. The ones them were the great in a reggae music, them hardly play them. Because a long time I hear a Marcia Griffiths play upon radio, or a High Trees.
Cornell Campbell.
Or a Colin Campbell. You see it? A very rare people play them thing the mostly Sunday daytime you hear some of them artists there.
Yeah, Sunday seems to be the day, I noticed that too.
True, you know, so I come to make a change within this time, you know. That's why I implement a studio. I really want that studio to be done and thing. Because I believe in live music, and I think the computer thing is not for reggae, because reggae never started computer. Is it? Computer not for reggae, man.
When the Bible's talking about singers and players of instruments will be there, it doesn't say computers.
Program one something I have it to play one riff over and over and over. I expect I forget feelings out of that, man. You know how much rhythm I turn down? because a one can rhythm come and it play one thing over and over from start to finish. What can you get out of that?
It's got to have soul. Music
It have to have soul, man. Yeah.
It's not just the lyrics and the vocals that carry the message.
Right.
But one album I wanted to ask about, Total Commitment, when the year, I think it was 1999 that came out.
Right.
We voted that as the best record of the year on the radio show.
True.
Babylon Back Home. And still a personal favourite for me. What can you tell us about how that album, that's a jam musician, that album,
True. Yeah, man. It was a musical chaos because after the first album, I was being shelved in America.
Right.
Just because of some dispute with the producer and myself. Because when I after the first smashing hit, which was called Theirs, people were also calling in for Bushman to come and do some live works within the international market, for instance, America and so on. You know, well, still he thought that I wasn't ready for foreigners yet, and I was like, that was stupidity because I have youth, I have my wife and my pitney them in my yard, I suffer. I have my what you call him now? What you call my princess now? Because we weren't married, but she's my housewife then.
Right.
And I have my youth in my yard, and we need food. Sometimes I just eat some food off a dub plate.
Yeah.
And you thought that I am not ready for foreigners yet. No, that not up for. You know, and people are asking why. So the studies was that something I forgot on. I only make some money off a dub plate, and when a man called I do some dub plate I make some money. So I was very disgruntled when I went to Lloyd Stanberry and asked him for manager. Him say I don't have nothing for manage yet. So when them see people start grasp off or something now, that time them I get jolly. When you shouldn't believe in a thing before you even, you know what I say? You have to believe in it, you know. If you don't believe in it, it's a joke thing, you know. Yeah, and them shouldn't believe in our talent from them time there. So anyway, we have a conflict. That's after I got foreign the first time now, which was 1996.
Okay.
December the 5th, 1996, I have a show in Boston.
Right.
Yeah. So when I went, you know, I got 2,000 US for that show. But him won get 100 me and took $400 for them compensation. What if I hadn't stayed and did some special, I wouldn't have no money for myself. So anyway, after I get the work permit now, I find them still not look no work for I. So I asked one to get some work, and the one did I require some music and some promotional pictures and so on.
Yeah.
Anyway, the one where I check, him go publish it, say him a manager and thing, which never go so. So when Steely and Clevie confront I didn't have nothing to do with it. I was even shocked myself because I never knew the man was going to publicize something like that.
Right.
You see it? Anyway, because of chaos, they are asking me to get a press release. And I say, get press release. Them time there and I young in the music business. I don't know no one for go get no press release. You say, I don't know of them things.
Yeah.
You are my producer and you have a manager who manage your business and thing. They are the ones who should get a press release and get if you address the nation and make them know say nothing like that. Them forward in the newspaper got to speak one bag of folly of or Bushman is without manager and producer and one bag of thing. So I said boom, and he's back like so for about about 8 or 10 months I ease back for. Spent 4 in America. Yeah. After I spent 4 months in America now and come forward now, the music business was like, where is Bushman? Bushman is now cool. All them right up there I see. You know. I do my yard, you know, and I go check Bobby Digital and I do a tune name. It's so easy to give thanks and praise to Jah every day. It's so easy to give thanks and praise to Jah every day. Yeah man, a song like that, and I say, the song there one terrible song, you know. And then Jamis tell I say, I want to see I. So I left and go check King Jamis now. So when I go check King Jamis now, King Jamis say, I want to do some work with I, and I tell him, say, I not work unless an album I do.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Say, no problem, we will do the album, you know.
That makes sense to me, because that's one thing I think that album really holds together as a complete album. So many Jamaican artists release compilations and singles, but that really always felt to me like a really well constructed album.
True,
I
true.
think that's part of the reason why there weren't any weak tracks on it. Most albums you get, there's going to be a few tracks that aren't.
Yeah. So when I go around a King Jammies now, I did so hungry for music. That's how I just start. We just start make music. That's a make music, yeah. When the album come out, the album make a terrible bang, man. So King Jammies say, I want to work on next album, and I say, well, the chemistry right, so we don't have no problem. So forward for the next album. Right now, King Jammies is the man who make I and I. Yeah, can I even feed our family and something? Because I never earned no money off of my first film, King Jammies. I give thanks to Steely and Clevie, because they are the one who started my career, and I could never be ungrateful to them. From that time, I haven't done any musical works with them, but I know when I finish my studio, I go and send go call them, because they have to come work with I. You see, because music have no wire fence now, no borderline, you know. True. But for now, I was so disgruntled and thing, I just thought that I would have given them a break, you know. But I love them same way. Because these guys are some great musicians who take pleasure in doing music properly and nothing at all if them not do it good. You know, and I observe how they work. Well, working with Steely and Clevie was one of my greatest experiences. And then leaving from Steely and Clevie to work with King Jammies, which is like the father of Steely and Clevie. Because Steely and Clevie also came out of the camp of King Jammies, you know. So it was a bigger experience to work with the daddy now. You see. Right now I can tell myself, so I've been through some of the greatest producers in reggae business. You know, this era, yeah. And I'm grateful for that. Yeah, man. Rastafari, I know.
What about, like I know you linked with Artists Only Records in the States, got a couple of albums with them. How did
Stingray.
Stingray, that's the
In the UK,
Stingray.
yeah. Well, I did an album with Stingray which took me 2 weeks to get done.
2 weeks?
Yeah. I flew from Jamaica to England. When
Is that a better place?
Right. When I listened to no tracks before I leave. And when I went up, I have 14 days to get this album done, and I did it in 14 days.
Impressive.
I can listen to the album there. The album there. It just didn't want. I think they rushed the album too much. They just wanted to get the album out. And we had an agreement was that Jammy's album would come out before that album. Unfortunately, they tried to push it out before King Jammy's album, and King Jammy's put out an injunction to stop the album. That's one of the things we really hold back that album also. And that's what I don't like with the business, you know. Too much. The producers, some of the producers, them flex like say just money them want. Them now approach the business and deal with it on the customary levels or if you deal with. Forget it, go through. You can't just think about money alone, King.
Sure.
The production, because I think a better place wanted some more work, you know, because I told them that I wanted to come and put some backing tracks on it. And I wanted to work on it with my backing vocals also.
Yeah.
When I was in Jamaica and just learned that artists only have the album and it, they won't release it. You know? And them think they're not hopeful, you know? Them think that's what I'm finding in the business. Yeah, the producer, them don't really understand the business. Enough man just coming out of the business to them feel like a bag of money and make out of the business. Them need to read up some more and learn some more about the business, you know? Trust me.
Then maybe there wouldn't be so many producers putting out all bling bling tunes.
Bling bling tune. So my time I don't understand. You have 15 artists per one rhythm and the 15 songs don't make one.
True.
You know?
Right. So that's why I guess it's good that you get your own studio and start releasing your own work at your own pace,
right.
quality.
And you can take your own time to do your thing.
Yeah.
Sit down and you play your thing and you go to your little musician them and say, yeah, that's something here. And you bounce it and them and say, yeah, that sound good. And you go in your rehearsal room and you rehearse your thing for a while until you say, alright, we're ready to go do it now. And then we go in the studio and we do it.
Yeah.
That's how I see music. And if we don't do it that way, the reggae music, because reggae music drop off a form and shape, you know. I build it forward now, Bushman and Lucian and Warrior King where young and I come up and Anthony B and Sizzler, I don't know him take a drastic turn where I not too love neither.
Yeah, it's gone interesting directions.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like you know, because Babylon will buy you,
True.
If him find say the people them a listen to you too much, all them they just give a whole heap of money and make you turn fool.
Too much money and power can corrupt the strongest
Yeah, you
man.
corrupt the strongest man. So all them do just give him a bag of money and just make him get corrupt. Cause after him have a bag of money, all left him do I get corrupt. Can have everything. Yeah, so I just the levels there still, but we'll make a change, a drastic change towards reggae music. Cause if them no make it, I will see to it that it make. True.
Where would you like to see yourself in 5 years' time? Studio up and running?
Studio up and running, seeking for new talents. Because right now in St. Thomas you have some great talents in St. Thomas. You have a group named Ancient. Yeah, one chanter and a DJ and two singer. And the group they got Judgmental and Terrible.
Right.
Yeah, and you have some other youth with us depend them solo career too. Well, I know say within 5 years' time I'm gonna be one of the artists who have Europe at my heels, because people in Europe love I.
Yeah.
And I see people equal, so I don't segregate myself. I have time to sit down and reason with them.
Yeah.
Do interviews,
True.
reach the people and things.
Yeah.
I say not that I don't watch myself same way to cause we know say you have wicked spiritual wickedness in high and low places and things. But I see myself within 5 years' time taking reggae music to a next level. Because everyone speaks of Bob Marley and I know that there are higher heights to bring it to. Bob Marley, great. He's the king of reggae. I love him. But we can carry it to another level.
Yeah.
True.
Every generation, that's what I think.
Yeah.
More and more generations go on.
Yeah.
They want their own thing. They want
Right.
here and now.
Right.
You got to
True.
keep giving positive messages.
Well, hopefully by the middle of next year, the studio will be finished. And I think majority of the things that I do would be out in St. Thomas.
Right.
Right now, too, I know. The only reason why I come to the city is just to transact some business or to do some music or so. Yeah, man, the countryside is the best.
Things hot in Kingston. And
Too hot, man, and you can't get for contact with nature. I know say nature is one of the strongest part of the Almighty, the omnipotent one. Nature.
without nature, we got nothing.
Nothing. So that nature of the Almighty, So if a man not going like the Almighty is a man or a woman, you're wrong. Emperor Haile Selassie is the man where the words take onto him flesh and manifest works. Likewise myself. We are all gods. Because we create.
Yeah.
But the omnipotent one is nature, which deal with evolutions, changes, the heat, air, water. Trinity same way. Earth, sky, sea. Trinity same way. Mother, father and child. Trinity same way. Bone, flesh and blood. A Trinity same way.
I like what you're saying there. You're talking about the man and woman's place in the world and nature itself.
Yeah.
Mother, Queen Omega.
Yeah, definitely, man. So you can't look out at yourself. You can't be a sky gazer. Because great God now go come from the sky, to take away everything and leave I to die, Because God didn't make earth and make earth perfect. It's only scientists that feel like say earth never make perfect and them want to make it better. So them tell just say him never did do him work properly. And to I them a flick him in him infinite glory. You see? So a flames and fire, Because it's a holocaust, And them a contribute to them own holocaust. Because after you make so much nuclear weapon, and you go back and you go like so, you make poison gas and you go like so, you're toxic and you hold up or something where you have no one. But you dump them. them no when they dump them.
Now they're talking about shooting it out into space and polluting the...
Oh yeah, so man, earth out done, man. Babylon days, I days can't done, but Babylon days I got done. for them days up, because Earth can't mash up, you know. Earth is ever living, you know.
Yeah, it might. If the nuclear bomb goes off, so it might take 3,000 or 4,000 years.
To
But eventually the Earth will come back and withstand.
have to reproduce. Have
It
to.
might take a long time.
It might take a while, maybe 3,000 or maybe 10,000, but it a go because it's what? 360 degree. Nothing when I have 360 degree have no powers. Car tire move. The pen roll because it round. The record can roll because it round. The clock will tell time is round. It go round in a circle. It's a 360 degree. You see it? It never stop. Anything around generator powers. The square one couldn't generate the powers. It's a 360 degrees, a circumference. You see it? So, if I see it today and see it tomorrow, my 360 complete within the levels there. But if I see it today and don't see it till next year, or when I see it next year, that 360 degrees are complete. It's right.
Yeah.
So, in every instance, you have an evolution, which is a rotation.
Yeah.
The earth is round and it's spinning in a circle, and it also go around on an orbit.
Yeah. It's all circular axis.
Ah.
One around the other. The sun goes around the moon. It's all
Alright, you know, so the whole galaxy is a man though.
The whole galaxy is a man.
Right. Because you have the gas, which is the stomach. Stomach use the gas and the acid and thing there to digest the food, which is one planet. One planet carry acid in it and gas in it. I wish one, Jupiter, I wish one of them. And you have one
Jupiter's made of gas, I think.
yeah. And then you have the abdomen, you know. That part there, you know. We come contribute the food, you know. Now one time I look on the galaxy and I look on the 9 planets, them and everything. I see a man. I see eye, I see hand, I see stomach, I see belly, I see butt, I see foot and everything. So the whole galaxy is a man itself, which is the omnipotent one. Nature itself. So I and I is just a man in the man there. In the galaxy itself, which is a man. So how I fi mash up earth, which is the Almighty. The earth is John, its fullness, the world and everything that dwelleth. So how you mash up earth? Scientists are the greatest antichrist in our earth.
I know you're saying.
Yeah, man. So if the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein, what else you want? Why you look out of yourself? And I say so. Scrolls written, scripts are written. And I make records same way, but only things that them dep on plastic now, them not there in a book. You see it?
Yeah.
So all of them sounds are where we are black man. Our books we are write same way, man. Records, man. Only things that don't come in a paper and pen now.
Yeah.
It come in a plastic. You know?
Yeah.
Are just great sounds, man. True.
That's an ancient tradition too, passing on words. you know,
Words.
From the beginning of time.
Right. Yeah, man.
One song I wanted to ask about, just 'cause everywhere I go, like before I came to Jamaica, I had a couple of weeks in America, and everywhere I go, every sound system I watch, it seems like every
Fire
sound.
Buna weak out, Babla and them free talk, coulda never get me down. Yeah, you see that
It's a
tune there?
huge tune.
That tune there, alright, I'll show you something. You don't know, so one time I sing that tune there, I was singing of something that happened from the past. Yeah, because to the way of the media did angle towards Steely and Clevie vibes, you know.
Right.
It was like, God, even this Jackie and some radio announcers and some artists I say, yo, you know, for this Steely, them man, there are some man where, yo, you know, like them man, they find you diss them man, they can't make it again. And I never diss them and them decide. But when I meditate now and I say, fire burn a weak heart, Babylon and them free talk. Cause talk is cheap, you know. All of them things that when them write up in the media say, Bushman is now cool. Bushman is without money. That's where the meditation I come from. But I just do it on a wider scale. Because I know say Babylon afflict people every day. And I'm not just I alone. So that's why I say, fire burn a weak heart, Babylon and them free talk coulda never get me down, though they try to use I, which is I and abuse I. We leave them with a frown. So when I say them work I for so long on them plantation, I work and do my album and only get 30,000 Jamaican dollar. Naya man chant.
30,000 Jamaican dollars.
Yes, that's the only thing I ever get from them.
That's not even like 500 US.
So I say them work I for so long on them plantation, which is a musical plantation, and I never get paid. Or gold they stole away how many life them slay. Now them works I slap them in them face. Cause when they say now them works I slap them in them face. See me, I do a next album for King Jammies.
Large.
Yeah. Them and them crew can go to well. 2000, they'd have a crew name. The 2000 crew, cause the studio name 2000. But I just do it on a wide scale. So when I say them and them crew can go to well, cause after we know under them colonial spell and all those for that, you know, I had really a deal with Babylon in a whole. But them are part of Babylon too, don't? So I just lick them diplomatically, direct and indirect. You see? Yeah. So I say all those books they stole away, all those kids them led astray. Wait upon them judgment day, Babylon. Me burn a fire upon a weak heart, Babylon and them free talk. Some people say sweetheart. You know? Because in Jamaica, you know, burn a fire upon a weak heart, Babylon and them sweetheart. But a free talk, me say.
Sweetheart doesn't make much sense in that.
Jamaicans think of sweetheart.
I love the sweetheart.
Alright, so when I say now, I go back and I say now, get a youth, I beg you be wise. Pirates, them will strike by night and want chicky with them black and white. That is, you know, contracts and stuff. Because enough youth sign where all them publishing in the music. You know. So I say be careful what you sign, because something you get you victimized and it get you paranoid. So burn them out. Fire burn a weak heart, Babylon and them. You know? So it's really our inner feelings are expressed, but we don't express it like I and I alone. Yeah. We just do it on a wide.
Universal.
Yeah, that means to say everyone can relate to it. Yeah, man.
That's why Bob Marley, for me, I think that's why he works. He
can
speak to everybody. But
can
if someone
relate.
sings a song and all they're talking about is, you know, just Jamaica,
yeah.
Someone that in Israel picks that up, they can't relate to it. So.
You see, so that's why I'm going to say I and I meditate international sounds most of all. Because to I and I, the local sounds only stay local. And anytime you hear an artist big in Jamaica, he's not big nowhere else.
It happens too. And it's vice versa too. Sometimes there's be a huge artist and you come to Jamaica and mention them and people don't
know them.
Yeah.
Because Burning Spear draw some of the highest crowd in reggae music as a Jamaican artist. And this generation where I come up right now, you have to teach them of Burning Spear. You can't just mention Burning Spear and they say, oh, other man there. Well, the young youth will sound like a Burning Spear or a culture now. It's that way Congo. Yeah. I don't know if you know. Yeah. I think that you need to take it more serious, you know. No.
Yeah. Well, just the only other song I want to ask you about, I just was thinking about then all the Steve and Clevie is the tune Life, and in that you do a little bit of
Life in a Bed of Rose.
Yeah, you said you check Steely and Clevie and go check.
Yeah, true life story, man. You know, because
I like that hearing that story.
Yeah, you see it. Yeah, man, them things they give me Bushman. Yeah, my mama, is my mother now. My mother used to work at a brush factory, but owned by Matalan. Well, Matalan Issa and what the name again? You have three set of capitalists which capitalize in business in Jamaica, which is Matalan, Issa, and I forgot the next one then, but these are some Syrians and some other, but most factories and stuff. You know? So my mother used to work by the brush factory, making mats and brushes. You know? But the wages, even now, the minimum wage where you get in Jamaica can't suffice, you know. So anyway you work, you have to have a hustling. You have to plan for broke the boss foot. You see it. Some farm hustling on the side. So my mama got to work because she's a victim of the poor. And the beds were too full, so I have to sleep it on the floor. In a one tenement yard in licensed community, that's where I live. You know. So I left my home just to fend for my family. I left my town and went to the city, and my quest I found Steely and Clevie do a one album. Got my fans them querying, never settled down. Went to see Bobby to bust a one tune. It was so easy, but the tune name, it's so easy to give thanks and praise. And then me yard and go check King Jammy's, cause life ain't no bed of rose. You know? So I forward and say, if I ever tell you something about this your life, yeah, how many nights me full my belly with my saliva. Still I got to heights up with the Father, knowing that one day things will be better. Perseverance push me on, and that's why I got to stay strong. Cause life ain't no bed of rose. You know? So all of them things are just something where, you know, you don't need for right illusion. Because so many things happen. You watch CNN, you see a bag of things that happen. You watch Discovery Channel, likewise. You watch History Channel, likewise. You know, there are so many things you can relate to. Shows, Hollywood, movie stars and so on, actors, because it's a make-believe, you know. Them try to control the people, them taste, them seeing, and them feelings. So they make television, they make telephone, they make coke, opium and so on, and then try to make you stay far from ganja. Because they want to control you. Now Hollywood is just a thing where Babylon implement, you know. If you notice the people who live there, they are actors and so-called celebrities. Now no one can call I artist. And no one can say I go up on stage go act. Because act is something where it's not real. It's a fake. I no act, I chant. You see it? Because I no go up there for go act. I go up there for go deal with real something and illusion and reality. You can't call me an artist, you can't call me an entertainer. Because I know all the time I say things that people love neither. You know? And an entertainer now, an entertainer give you what he knows you love. He tries to please people. I'm not a crowd pleaser.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Same as Peter Tosh, when he's on stage talking to people, like I've seen footage where he talks and some people clap, but there's other people standing there just thinking.
Right. When really I deal with, cause I'm a crowd pleasing, you know? Just, you know.
Hollywood deals with escapism, but reggae music should deal with reality.
Reality.
Not escapism.
Aye. Because when them find something now go on in Hollywood, then just build up a chaos, you know. Make all one actor divorce all his husband and go married to somebody else and the news break. You know? What do you think about the Twin Tower?
What do I think about
Yeah.
that?
I feel like say America do it, you know.
I wrote some lyrics about the Twin Tower. So, New York burns and the camera is shooting. The camera turns when the land them are looting. They never film when the land them polluting. They never film when it's them who is killing. From prime time, propaganda mind recruiting. With a hook line, then we catch you with them shooting. Ads all the time to keep your mind on consuming. Wonders and signs up with the boot in. New York burn and the world them mourning, but never check for the youth them starving. But never question the third world working. We call that slaving from morning to evening. New York burn and the world just a cry. But I know me hailing King Rastafari.
Highly aye.
Me born propaganda, me born them lie. Me born them false freedom and them forth.
Highly Kingston last, yeah. That's true. Because right now, guess what I go on now? At the belly of the beast that you know, and it get shook up with it. Alright, you see 2007, I'm going to be the real Gideon.
2007.
Yeah, because that time the 2 sevens all clash.
Oh, yeah.
You check it?
Yeah.
What a Ibam Bamba here when the 2 sevens clash. So right now in Ethiopia it's like 1995, yeah? Year 2007 will be year 2000. That is the original year 2000.
Say that again?
Year 2007
Yeah.
in the Western world
Yeah.
will be year 2000 originally.
Same.
Yeah,
Right.
because
Because right now it's 1995.
5 in Ethiopia, and Ethiopia is the original place where the almanac and everything
Right.
is built.
Same.
You see it? The almanac was built from a woman, and the woman, like the man will build the almanac, he build it off of the way of the woman body works and the woman body works off of the moon and the changes of nature. Now every 28 days the moon changes, and every 28 days the woman changes her cycle. She see her period. Yeah. She reproduces also like how the earth reproduces. The moon is the symbol of the woman. Yeah. So there are 28 days in each month.
But most have 31, 30.
Because of Babylon write that 4 sevens 28. 7 days make 1 week. So you have 31 days now in a 1 month. And a 4 weeks in a month. What you deal with? Eh? Confusion. Then that's why I say black people never have it easy. 7 days make a week and 4 weeks make a month. Then if you're careful, you calculate 4 sevens, you get 28. Yet Mr. Babylon got my people working for 30 and 31. 13 months make a year, yet we work and only get paid for 12.
Right.
You see it? So, a 13 months in a year, no, and Babylon said 12, you know. A 13 tribe of Israel and Babylon said 12, you know. Right. In America, when you go in them elevator, you don't see 13, you see 12A and 12B, and then you see 14. Why are they so scared of 13? But yet still on the American dollar you have 13. You have 13 arrows in one of the claw, the eagle you saw. You have a grapevine with 13 leaves and 13 grape. You see the armor up on the chest of the eagle, a 13 stripes there and that, you know. A B13 them use a 13 star there over there. You have to go look on that. The US dollar. Yeah. Yeah. So last year I know, man, but yet still you deny 13. Now April are the first month in the year now.
Yeah, April.
Right? Now April starts spring. Spring is life. Spring is when everything starts germinate forward. The rain fall, the bees them start look flowers to make honey, and the moths them will eat off the leaves them off of the tree. When the water wet them turn butterfly, because moths, caterpillars are what turn butterfly, right?
Yeah.
So this is life. Life will start again, right? So that is the starting of the year. You see what I'm
It
saying?
would never work for Australia though, because in April that's when it's getting, because we're the other way around.
Right.
For us, spring doesn't happen in April. Spring happens in September.
Right.
Spring right now in Australia.
That man sure say April are the first, but the two of them set them almanac.
Right.
That's why you get it that way there. Alright, I'll show you something now. One man did a try write an almanac, you know, and him find say when it reach April, him still a get winter. And he shouldn't have get winter. So he had to rewrite the almanac.
Right.
Anyway, April is World Financial Month.
Okay.
April is when all of the companies and government heads are government presidents and prime ministers. That is the World Financial Month.
Not for Australia though. Ours is June.
June.
July, yeah.
Well, Australia is different. You know.
Yeah.
Australia they're under.
Yeah, we're
You're
away
underneath.
from the rest of the
You're
world.
underneath the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to go down to go Australia. That's why them say, I come from the land down under. Police them name?
No, men at work.
Men at work.
Yeah.
Right. I come from the land down under. Yeah,
Rich
right.
Allen covered that recently.
True.
For Kings and Kings, like,
True.
yeah.
True. Yeah,
Land out
man.
yonder.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And, you know, Babylon goes so boom now. And them say, alright, this is the World Financial Month. Where all incomes, tax returns and things come in and them do them budget.
Yeah.
So why you never do it January and a January start a year? That for sure say, them still apply it. April are the first month of the year. 13 months in the year. Right? That is why them say first of April are all Fool's Day. Cause them fool some people sometime, but them can't fool I and I all the time, you know. So it's a thing what them implement, you know.
Yeah.
Enough twists and twirls them deal with.
Right.
But little by little we find out. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Skyscraper come from pyramids. And through them couldn't build pyramids and go build skyscrapers. You see it?
Yeah.
Now all of them Statue of Liberty and the whole of them thing there, you know. These are something where them used to generate. Is a spiritual power. The black marble stone that they use for sculptures and so on. It generates a power in it. This comes from Africa. Right? So that's why most of them places there you see, them have them black medallion and them thing there. Them have them black sculpture for generate all them powers and stuff. Yeah. Babylon work with a power save, you know. Now, the motherland now is a place wherein them give the Western world a mental aspect wherein Jafrica is a place where contagious. While them a rob the motherland, uranium, oil, petroleum, which also come from the oil. We call the next one then now, we're coming in the toothpaste, fluoride. All of them things come from Jafrica world. When you see the rap Jafrica and I tell we say, I and I where you take from Jafrica, you show in a clipping say Jafrica not good. Who make Jafrica not good? Cause I know alright, I know you say Jafrica not good. Then all you do your warfare and you test out nuclear weapons in a Jafrica and I get Jafrica desolate. And when you test out your things, them no tree no grow again. And the youths them in Ethiopia and different parts in Somalia and some places in Angola and them places there I suffer because of poison gases and some experiment where you try out. That's not helpful. And then you go on like Jafrica. I deteriorate when you are deteriorate Jafrica world. No, if them are not part of the solution, them are part of the problem. You know?
True that.
You see?
Yeah.
So, and that's right there. You can't go no other way. And I there for burn Babylon red in a king.
For real.
Without no compromisation, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
chanting down Babylon.
Chant down Babylon,
That's
man.
what it's all about.
Because the words and powers and sounds and singers and players of instruments shall be there. I know so I chosen, you know. In first light I tell I say, Jah, if you know so I done do your works, what you set I for do, you can wipe I off my face of the earth, you know. But Jah know say him works not done yet. So he must preserve I. But I know say this black blood still trod in our next flesh. Because it's a ever living process, you know, it's an ongoing process, you know. Yeah. When they are forward in a terrible flesh than now, you know. Yeah, man. Because they are forward, because there is a man of right, they are go forward again. But if they are a man of wrong, they are not go forward. None of that. Right. It's like, yeah, man, so it's an ongoing process, man. It never stops, man. Because I did a chant down Babylon 20 million years ago. So in this dispensation, I did have to come forward again named Bushman and a chant down Babylon.
Yeah.
You ever watch Islander yet?
Islander?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that?
It's a show with a brother named McLeod in it. You know, them call him McLeod.
No.
I see him Lorenzo Lama at that show there.
No, I don't know.
But it's a show about, it's like this man a come from ancient time. And him still a living at the present time.
Oh, okay.
But you still have man where come from ancient time with him, where deal with folly, and him still forward in at this present time for terminate them man there.
Right.
You see it? But you still have people who are living at this present time whenever did I come from the ancient time. So McLeod now is a man now where when time in terminate them he get strength too and in chop off all the head. Be a lightning come out of the heavens and strengthen him. I mean I say you see all them show ya. As some meditation where Babylon meditate and know say if something not go so it near to so. So them build it up in a TV shows just to show it to I and I forward. But I know say this black blood still trod from ancient time and come forward in this time. Likewise the high blood. Likewise the high blood. Whether you want to call it a black blood, a red blood, a white blood, or any blood.
You take it back far enough, it's all the same blood.
The same blood, the same one we are tried from them time there. Because your father. Just check it, man. The same blood.
And that's the way people need to think, I reckon, too.
Yes.
Like, in order for the world to save, to heal the world, all the what's going on, people need to realise that no matter what blood, it doesn't matter if someone's living in another country, even if the same skin colour, it doesn't make any difference. If they're poor, and if you have all the money and they have nothing, that's your brother that's starving.
And when time you dead, you think flying and take you, flyer take you, and when him dead, flyer take him, so it makes we no different. Yeah. The man them for wise, man. The greatest downfall where mankind have is racial insanity. The That our biggest downfall.
All kind of prejudice.
Prejudice.
Classic divide and rule.
You touch it
we
right.
can't work for ourselves because people keep trying to make us work against each other.
Alright. But check it. Sorry, the bird and the bees and the flies and the trees and them things there. At times you see them living in one entity. Very rare you see them fuss and fight. Yeah. You might see a pitchery, because in Jamaica you have some small birds we call the pitchery. And the John Crow now, it doesn't fly in peace. The pitchery would be all over him, picking him up. Yeah. Very rare you see that happen.
Right.
Puss and dog can live together and then claims a puss and dog war at all times. Then why can't we? Why can't we? You know? And I burn racial insanity in a kid. Yeah. And I just see people as one.
Yeah.
But then you still have some implementations where could even set you for segregate yourself. Cause at times, you know, I even Black History Month, you know, them show some show, you know. And to the affliction when I 4 parents used to get in a slavery, you know. It make I and I could have even terrible against white people. But if I and I check high levels and I realize it's not everyone are the same thing.
True.
Yes, I.
Yeah.
So you have to differentiate and check how you move to.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't condemn everyone.
That's true.
That's it.
Yeah.
You have to just work with them ways, and if them ways good, you work with them, and if them ways not good, you know same sign of dying and them gone. Yeah, because we are the king. I tried out of earth and even get better reception from white people than black people. Because I make a trad already, you know, and I learned some people in order for them survive in some country, them have to convert from black to white. You see them and them black, but inside of them white. That's right, you call them roast breadfruit.
Roast breadfruit.
Right. Because you see a roast breadfruit,
Black on the outside.
black on the outside and white on the inside, you know. This last year. So you see, I don't deal with racial insanity. I burn racial insanity because I feel like I one of the things that will implement the greatest jealousy in our earth. Prejudice.
I was speaking to someone a week or so ago, and he said to me, you know, your ancestors enslaved my ancestors, and I said, you can't say that because I come from Australia, and Australia was a country built. It's only 200 years old, and Australia was built boatloads of convicts from England. There's poor people from Ireland and Scotland that, like, if you check it back, it's like someone steals a loaf of bread to feed their family and they get sent.
So what about the Aborigines in Australia? Yeah, and some black people will get terribly affliction, you know.
True that. That's
because
true.
I remember I watched the Olympic and you did have this girl that would come from
Kathy Freeman.
Listen, now, you are now still.
Yeah.
I have a tune name. We'll come on the next album name. 77 times 7. Rasta destroy them. It has said, you proclaim dominance. I really speak of because you have the world, this Western world is dominated by white people, you know.
Yeah.
No, let's be frank, you know.
Yeah, definitely. The money lies in.
Yeah. And still you find say the I will love I, but you still find say you have the Ku Klux Klan them will feel like black people don't have no rights in the earth. Yeah. You see it? Yeah. So I still say, so you proclaim dominance, but with power of autonomy. Rastafari is destined to be free. Because we have our own government, we govern ourselves. Autonomy means the rights to govern your own self.
Yeah. Do your own thing.
Alright. With power of autonomy, Rastafari is destined to be free. And if a hard times, Rastaman will make it out. Rough times, Rastaman will make it out. A wanderer to many, and that's real. So you see what I mean?
Yeah.
77 times 7, Rasta destroy them. Because they never stop until they wind up in a big problem.
Yeah.
So me say, you exploit and subjugate to gain dominance. Misinformation in education, leave my people ignorant. But behold, the lion will go conquer death. Rise up, righteousness in go manifest. Slew the beasts and all the meds and delegates. I say this and I won't regret. 77 times 7. Rasta destroy them. Yeah, that go for the Ku Klux Klan, man, and all who deal with racial insanity, man.
Yeah.
Because how you say you dominate the world, you're white dominated, and you proclaim dominance. You see it. But you say I and I know where I and I did come from. So if you say I no rightfully belong in a earth, where I and I did come from and where I derive from and where you derive from, if I know the same way we come from earth, you see, because I know that no man couldn't come from earth without a woman. And no man couldn't come from earth without a man. So check your levels, you know. Born racial insanity king. Yeah.
Well, we better wrap this up because we've been speaking for about over an hour now.
Yeah, man, true. I love reason.
Yeah, it's truly a pleasure to reason with you. Is there anything to sum up, like a message for the Australian people?
Australia waits, I and I. You hear me? Australians, stay focused. The youths on the streets, stay away from drugs. Burn ganja, ganja no drugs. Drink ganja, ganja make you meditate. Ganja keep you calm, good blood flow, stimulate the heart and pump your blood. Apparently good, yeah. So me I say man, just stay focused man and don't obey your parents. The days are longer, youths. And the ones them in Australia, the elders them, teach the youths are the root. And do remember, Emperor Haile King Selassie is the mighty. Until I and I forward Australia, Bushman say one love, one joy, one happiness. And give all eyes to the Most High Emperor Haile King Selassie. Jah, Rastafari. Until we meet Australians, one love, blessed joy. True.
Yes, Bushman, thank you very, very much for joining me here on Chant Down Babylon.
True, and you don't know some man have a chant a one piece. So we are say, me burn a fire pan a weekend, Babylon and them free talk, could never get we down. And though they try to use I and abuse I, we leave them with a frown. Now yeah man, chant down Babylon, blessed love. Sounds of creation. The day I hold this. Where I say? You know, you don't call me from there. You're there, though. Alright, me in the city. You just give me the sounds. Yeah. Anytime you're ready, just call me. Anytime you're ready, man. Anytime you're ready, my brother. Alright, not dead. Not dead. Yeah, I'm in a city here now. Alright, link me later, yeah, cool. How many did I do this for again?
I was going to call Louisa, but maybe one of these posters would be better. That might be better than that. Because I brought that because I didn't have any of these. Alright. Yeah, might as well.
How I got Louisa?
ISA.
Well,
You take
till
a
I said,
bunch of them, take the next one. And
nah man, till I said this is African way.
oh,
CA,
Alright, I
Louisa.
will. She'll like that.
Yeah man, this is African way, yeah? Louisa.
Alright.
Yeah.
I just have to get the levels. That mic works best.
Yo!
That far.
Yeah, there we are. Ready? When you're ready. Hail Emperor Haile King Selassie, Jah Rastafari. And this is an Man Bushman, and right now you're listening to the Chant Down Babylon sound with the man called Jesse I. You don't know, and you don't know, so right now when we are chant Babylon, it blaze red. Me burn a fire pan a weekend, Babylon and them free talk could never get me down. And though they try to use I and abuse I, Me leave them with a frown. We burn a fire pan and we cut. Babylon and them free talk. Could I never get me down? Though they try to use I and abuse I. We leave them with a frown. Yeah, Rastafari. One more again, and this one I have to mention PBS FM.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Yo, this is the Nyaman Bushman. And whenever I'm in Australia, and I have to tune to PBS FM with a man called Jesse I, chanting down Babylon each and every day. You see the Nyaman, the Bingy man, a chant, chant. Hey, the Rasta man, the Bingy man, a chant, chant. Hey, the Nyaman, the Bingy man, a chant, chant. Hey, the Rasta man, the Bingy man, a chant, chant. Cause too much rude boy they are road. See the prison them overload. Too much rude boy they are road. See the prison them overload. Yo, this is the Nyaman Bushman, and right now you tune to Jesse I chanting down Babylon every time.
Eli, Jacob. The scatter seeds most like King Selassie far apart. Now we must organize and centralize. Works to do.
Come my mothers and fathers, tell my brothers and sisters, we got works to do, works to do, works to do. We got works to do, lots of works to do, works to do.
Bushman speaking to me from Kings of Kings Records there, forward in 2001. I hadn't listened back to this one in over 20 years, and I'd forgotten just how long it was. I'd also totally forgotten about his reference to homosexuals running the world, which I'd be interested to hear more about, as that's news to me, but probably best if we don't. Also, for the record, I had seen the movie Highlander, but I don't think I realised at the time that that was what he was talking about. Funnily enough, I had a bunch of friends that loved that movie, but I never got into it. That's it for this one. Big shout out to my Patreon supporters, the Dons, Armageddon Time, and Rasta Tony, the Real General Empress Irie, me Idrin Tom Taniki, and me Chargy DJ Pablito. Heartical thanks and eyes every time.
Chant down International Sound Station. How easy Jesse I and the man called Rascocial. Melbourne, Australia, we don't say chant down. Chant them down. Yeah man, jump and sound and devil sound. Rhythm track set speed and the Nyaman Bushman, you know. Oh well. Chant down. Chant them down. Chant down. Chant sound down. The Rastaman sound rolling on. Chant down. Chant down sound. A chant chant. The chant down sound. A chant chant. The Nyaman the Bingy man a chant chant. Chant down sound. A chant chant. Yeah man, that sound they a road. And the cemetery overload. Yeah man, that sound they a road. And the cemetery overload. Chant down sound. Chant chant. The Nyaman the Bingy man a chant chant. Chant down sound. Chant chant. The Nyaman the Bingy man a chant chant. Take a look, that's what we see. How much sound gone in a cemetery? 100 sound try to test me. Them get dead by Jesse High. Rascal shall not go pet no sound. Anytime a sound boy come around, they play every day, they play it every day. But every time they test the chant down sound, then get slay. Chant down, chant chant. Chant down sound, chant chant. Chant down sound, a chant chant. Chant down sound, a chant chant. Yeah man, that sound they a road. And the cemetery overload. Yeah man, that sound they a road. And the cemetery overload. Chant down sound, chant chant. 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 They play every day. Another sound boy gets slayed. By your works you shall get paid. Another sound boy gets slayed. Chant down, chant them down. Chant down sound, chant down international. Rascal shall Jesse and chant down sound. Chant chant, chant down sound.
down sound, chant chant. Australian sound, chant chant, chant down sound. Selassie.